Headlines TV. Good evening and welcome. The headlines. Donald Trump and world leaders head into a stormy G20 summit. Denied a US visa, this all-girl Afghan robotics team to participate via Skype. Professional project counseling camp given in Tuticorin on behalf of the Tamil Nadu Industry Investment Corporation. Protest against the Tasmak shop in Madurai Nagamalai Pudukkottai by PMK party. And in cricket, Chris Gayle returns to the West Indies T20 international squad for lone match versus India. The news in detail. US President Donald Trump shall meet other world leaders at Germany's G20 summit from Friday. US President Donald Trump meets other world leaders at Germany's G20 summit from Friday, with North Korea's first successful test of an intercontinental ballistic missile casting a long shadow over the gathering at the heavily fortified venue. The rising global threat posed by Pyongyang is likely to see conflicts over climate and trade take a backseat as regional neighbors China, Japan and South Korea gather with Trump and Russian strongman Vladimir Putin in Hamburg. US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said, testing an ICBM represents a new escalation of the threat to the United States, our allies and partners, the region and the world, and confirmed that North Korea now possessed a weapon capable of reaching US territory. Russia and China condemned Tuesday's test, and the European Union may consider additional sanctions. In the most anticipated moment of the G20, Trump will meet Putin, the ex-KGB agent accused of having aided with hackers and fake news, the surprise rise of the property tycoon into the White House. Trump ruffled other leaders at a G7 meeting in Italy in May and has steered the economic and military superpower on an isolationist America First course. His counterparts are bracing for fresh surprises after Trump stunned the world by pulling out of the 2015 Paris Climate Pact, questioned long-term standing NATO allegiances and dismissed free trade principles. The unusual story of the Afghan all-girl team of robotics students emerged as the United States grapples with the legality of President Donald Trump's order to temporarily ban travel from 6 Muslim-majority countries. Despite the team members not getting visas, the robot has been allowed to enter the competition. 2 Afghan girls refused visas to the United States for a robot building competition, said on Tuesday they were mystified by the decision, as the contest organizers said teams from Iran and Sudan as well as a de facto Syrian team had gained visas. So the 6 team members will watch the ball sorting machine compete in Washington, D.C. via video link during the July 16 to 18 event from their hometown of Herat in western Afghanistan, according to the first global contest organizers. We still don't know the reason why we were not granted visas, because other countries participating in the competition have been given visas, said 14-year-old Fatima Qadrian, part of the team that made 2 journeys to the US Embassy in the Afghan capital Kabul to apply for their papers. The recent crackdown on drug peddlers and arrest of 7 narcotics suppliers has blown the lid off an organized racket which was supplying drugs to minors in the twin city of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. The Telangana Excise Department and Prohibition Department has so far seized substantial quantity of drugs including MDMA, commonly known as ecstasy, worth Rs 30 lakhs, which has a market value of over Rs 1 crore from the drug peddlers. The investigation has revealed shocking details, and Excise Department believed that the gang was mainly supplying drugs to the students of several high-profile corporate and international schools in the Twin Cities, where the children of celebrities, politicians and police officers study. Investigators has also found kids as young as 13 years to 30-year-old youths working in city-based MNC were customers of the gang and were frequently found purchasing MDMC or LSD. LSD is sold in tablets or in liquid form and is said to be one of the most potent narcotic drugs, while MDMA, commonly known as Molly or ecstasy, is extensively used in parties. And while the Excise Department has formed a 2-member special investigation team, it has also sent instructions to 20 schools and 16 colleges requesting them to sensitize its teachers and students about the issue of the abused substance. It has also asked to watch out erratic or deviant behaviors of students and also monitor the use of cash and cards by students in school premises and nearby shops. As Saudi deadline nearing, Qatar bans citizens and residents to leave the country. After Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain and Egypt severed ties with Qatar for its support to terror networks. The Qatari government is struggling to tackle the blockade on the country, which threatens to disrupt its economy. The Qatari government has banned its citizens and residents from leaving the country. The ban is part of several drastic measures taken by the government to save its economy. The ban has later been extended to cover several other sectors. Qatar expects harsh measures by the Arab nations if they are not satisfied by its response or a list of demands made nearly 2 weeks ago. The demands included the closure of the Al Jazeera media network, downgrading ties with Iran and closing the Turkish military base in Qatar. More than 650,000 Indians live in Qatar. Nearly half of them come from Kerala. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan had written to External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj to ensure that Indians were safe in Qatar. The government had operated special flights to help those who wanted to come home. The flights were not meant to evacuate Indians but to provide travel services, as connectivity from Qatar had been impacted by the restrictions imposed on it by several Arab countries. Professional Project Counseling Camp was given in Tuticorin on behalf of the Tamil Nadu Industry Investment Corporation. District Collector Deepak Jacob presided the camp and more than 50 people applied for a formal loan. Guidance and counseling was given by the Organizational Secretary Durai Raj. An overbridge has been inaugurated in Palakkot by Chief Minister Yedappadi Pazhanichami through video call. The overbridge connects Kallagaram and Maranda-Alli in the Dharmapuri Palakkot district. Chief Minister Yedappadi Pazhanichami did the inauguration through a video call. Heeding to the needs of the people in Kallagaram, Agaram, Attimutlu, Chandrapuram, Kondikana-Alli and Panni-Alli, an overbridge project was started across Chinnaru in 2015. A budget of 5.61 crores was invested to build 120-meter height bridge was opened for public use yesterday by the Chief Minister along with the Minister of Higher Education K.B. Anbaragan. District Deputy Collector Sankar and Palakkot Tahsildar Arun Prashant along with AIADMK party members and administrators took part in the event. Residents of Dharmapuri Okkanekal demand 108 ambulance services. Okkanekal in Dharmapuri district is a popular tourist attraction from many states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. More than 1,000 tourists visit the place every day. Also, there are more than 5,000 families in and around the areas. In case of any accidents, the tourists or the local residents have to travel 18 kilometers to Pennagaram Hospital, and since there are no proper bus facilities from Okkanekal. So the localities have requested the district administration to bring in 108 ambulance services in and around that area.
தருமபுரி மாவட்டத்தில் தருமபுரி அரசு தலைமை மருத்துவமனையானது பென்னகரத்தில் இயங்கிட்டு வருது. இந்த மருத்துவமனையில் மிக அருகாமையில் 20 கிலோமீட்டர் ரேடியஸில் ஒகேனக்கல் நீர்வீழ்ச்சி இருக்குது. இந்த ரெண்டு பகுதியிலும் 108 ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வசதி இல்லை. உடனடியாக மாவட்ட நிர்வாகமானது இந்த இரண்டு பகுதிகளுக்கும் அதாவது தருமபுரி அரசு மருத்துவமனை பென்னகரம் மற்றும் ஒகேனக்கல் நீர்வீழ்ச்சிக்கு உடனடியாக 108 ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வசதி இந்த மாவட்ட நிர்வாகமானது செய்து தர வேண்டும். இங்கே சுற்றி இருக்கிற கிராமப்புற மக்களுக்கு எனி கேஷுவாலிட்டி ஒரு ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஏற்படும் பொழுது இல்லை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எய்டு தேவைப்படும் பொழுது இங்கே எந்த ஆம்புலன்ஸ் வசதி இல்லை. அதனால் மாவட்ட நிர்வாகம் எவ்வளோ சீக்கிரமாக இந்த வசதி ஏற்படுத்துறதோ மக்களுக்கு அவ்வளோ பயனுள்ளதாக இருக்கும்.
The Patali Makkal Katchi has done a protest to condemn a Tasmak shop which runs on the national highways of the Nagamalai Pudukkottai in Madurai. Patali Makkal Katchi's District Chief Murugan and Organizational Secretary led the protest. More than hundreds of women took part in the protest, raising voices against the Tasmak shops and also warned that the shops would be locked up if they are not closed within 1 week. PMK's administrators Shobana, Mari Selvam, Veerakumar, Balamurugan and Bakya Ganapati took part in the condemned protest. Drinking water has been corrupted with sewage and the Vellore local residents protest against this. For the past 2 months, the drinking water comes mixed with the sewage water in the Kosapete area in Vellore district. So the drinking water has been havocked in the place. In spite of repeated petitions and requests to the district administration, their problem has not been addressed till now. So the agitated residents blocked the roads and protested in front of the Kosapete Mariamman temple. The police and district administrative officers came down to the spot and assured that necessary actions would be taken as early as possible, after which the people dispersed. Chris Gayle returns to West Indies T20 international squad for lone match versus India. The left-hander is the highest run maker for the West Indies in the T20 format with 1,519 runs including 2 centuries. This will be his first T20 international on his home ground, Sabina Park. He last played a T20 international for West Indies in April 2016 in the World T20 final versus England at Kolkata's Eden Gardens. The left-handed batsman has been included in the side at the expense of Len Simmons. Test and ODI skipper Jason Holder, who did not feature in that series, has been rested again. And that's all for today's news. To watch more, please do subscribe Headlines TV. Thank you.